So this is part 2 of 2. If you didn't watch the first part, be sure to check the description. There will be a link in the description for you to be able to watch that video and get up to speed. And now we're just gonna keep on moving. So we're starting this next section off with a bend, 4th fret of the G string. You're trying to bend up a full step, so you're bending up to that C sharp. And while you're doing that, you're going to start the chord section of it with your thumb on the F sharp, so the 2nd fret of the E string. And I don't know if he does that little flourish or if he just, but you're basically coming up. And you're slightly bending back down and then bending back up to make it sound like it's kind of 2 notes. Land on that F sharp. And then your middle finger goes down and slides up. So it goes down on the G string and it slides up to the 6th fret. Index finger hits that 5th fret of the B string. And you're basically just making an A triad there, like we've done many times in this song before. And you're hammering on your pinky to the B string, 7th fret, doing a little flourish, up to the 8th, back down to the 7th, pull off, down to the index finger on the 5th. So, and then you hit that low E string with your thumb. So far. Immediately after, you're going to the C sharp up here. So you have root, 5th, 3rd. So 9th fret of the E string, 11th fret of the A string, and then the 9th fret of the G string, and you're playing that with thumb, index, and middle. Sliding back down to that blues note, hitting the open D string after you do the pull off. So you're pulling off to your index finger, and then same 2 frets but on the D string now. So hit the A string. So we have. Then immediately after that, we're going up to the 7th fret with our index finger. So 7, hammer on your ring finger to the 9, slide your ring finger up to the 9 or up to the 11, sorry. So all while the A string is being rung out. So, and then you have, so that's index on the 9th fret of the G string, middle finger on the 10th fret of the B string, and you're hammering your ring finger onto that 11th fret. So you're set up nicely again for that little flourish, right? It's just right there. And then ring finger slides from 11 to 9. You gotta pull off to your index finger on the 7th. So, and then we're back to what we've already played before. You got your D shape, but this time we're not gonna hit the fretted note. We're gonna hit fretted on the index finger, 5th fret of the A string, fretted with the ring finger on the 7th fret of the D string. But now we're going to lay our ring finger down and grab the harmonics of the D and the harmonics of the G and the B string on the 7th fret. So, and then back to. So again, that whole section. So this next section starts with some pretty crazy slides. We're on the E string with our middle finger. We want to make sure we're doing this with our middle finger because it ends with a chord. So the middle finger has to be on the E string for that chord. So we're going 7, 9, 12, 5. And then we end that little run with a chord. Cool sounding chord. We got index on the 4th fret of the D string, ring finger on the 6th fret of the G string, open on the B, and your middle finger stays where it just landed, so the 5th fret of the E string. So again. Now as soon as we hit that, we're going to slide our middle finger up to the 16th fret and do a half bend. So really, sonically what we're doing is, those are the notes we're playing, but we're only going to slide up to the 14th, or I'm sorry, not the 14th, the 16th fret, rather than sliding up to that 17th fret, rather than sliding up to that A, we're going to slide up to the fret right below it and bend up to the A. Come back down to the 14th fret, and then you're doing a pull off to your index finger on the 14th fret. So all together. So after you pull off, now you're going to hammer on middle finger onto the 15th fret, pull off to the 14th fret with your index, slide down to the 12th, and then immediately get that ring finger on the 12th fret of the B string, and you're so we've done that maneuver. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. And then so we've already, I think we just played that. So your index finger is on the 9th fret of the G string, middle finger is on the 10th fret of the B string, hammering on your ring finger to the 11th fret of the G string, a little flourish. So up to the 12th, back down to the 11th, pull off, and then hit that low A. So your index finger is barring that D string and G string on the 9th fret, hammering on your ring finger to just the D string, plucking again to pull off, pinky grabs the A on the octave, that 12th fret on the A string, and then we have kind of like an A bar chord, if you want to call it that. We're only going to grab the root, the 5th, and the 3rd here. Do that one more time. So just the pinky is going up to the 15th, then back down to the 14th. Low E string. Hit that, open. And the pinky, ring finger stays, pinky goes up to the 15th again, back down to 14th, and pulls off to that 12th fret on the B string. So all together. So notice, like I said, I'm leaving that ring finger there. I kind of want that to sustain to the best of my ability throughout the course of that. So, and then we end it like we have in the past. All right, so I'll play this section slow all the way through. All right, home stretch. So we end kind of the same way we started. Now, rather than switching to this shape, I'm just gonna keep my middle finger on that low E string and just hit these two notes. I'm not so worried about the fifth because we're just gonna keep rolling through. So same shape, move it down 2 frets. Now we have the minor shape on the 2nd fret. We're gonna do open E, index on the 1st fret of the G. We're playing a D now, so we're playing the root in the 3rd. 5th fret with the middle finger on the A string, and 4th fret with the index finger on the D string. And then we end with this beautiful little chord. So I'm basically barring the 2nd fret of the D through E string. I got my ring finger on the 4th fret of the G string and my pinky on the 5th fret of the E string. So all right, so last section all the way through. So that about wraps it up. If you liked the video, be sure to like it. If you have any questions, you can comment. If you got requests, like especially anything Mateus related, I love learning his stuff. So I'd be happy to learn pieces and break them down if that's what people are into. I hope to be doing this a little more, so be sure to subscribe. Thanks for sticking around.